Since the new season of Stranger Things came out, there has been a lot of different opinions about if it's been good or bad. And I want to share my thoughts on the good and the bad of season 5. Let's start out with the good, just to be a little more fun. So, in volume 1 of season 5, I like that it goes back to the main characters of the main friend group. You see Will, Mike, Lucas, and Dustin together again. Even though Dustin is a bit depressing, it's still cool to see all them together again in high school and outside of high school doing their shenanigans, whatever they're doing, you know? Also, I like Mike's character in volume 1 a lot more than I like Mike's character in season 4. Season 4 Mike, low-key got me pretty annoyed. But I think in volume 1 of season 5, he's back with leading the friend group and being the leader that Will talks about in season 4, you know? And he seems more compassionate and cares more about his friends and Eleven and everything that's going on. Seeing Eleven being good with her powers is also pretty cool. You know, seeing her training, all that stuff, that was awesome. Steve and Robin was cool. Seeing their friendship, its dynamic was cool. They always like have a really cool vibe on screen, and those are my main thoughts for volume 1 of season 5. I think volume 1 was better than volume 2. I think that volume 1 sets up season 5 in a good way, and unfortunately, let's talk about the bad stuff about season 5. I think I saw this online on TikTok, and I agree with this opinion that the time jump kills the momentum that season 4 brought for the story. Season 4 ends, and then you're at the edge of your seat with everything that's going on, with the cracks in the floor and all the smoke coming out. It feels like they're about to go to war right there and then, and the people Hawkins are all gonna find out about the Upside Down. And then there's a time jump in the beginning of season 5 where still people don't know about the Upside Down, and they're just like being like this military or going against the military, I mean, you know, and it's like it's a cool reveal in the moment, but overall it kills the momentum that season 4 brought at the end of the season. So that was kind of upsetting. I think to volume 2 they are juggling a lot of characters and they don't do the best job in handling that many characters, you know. I think Mike and Eleven, Hopper, I think those characters that are like main characters in the first season, they get low-key pushed aside in this volume, and it kind of sucks to see. I understand that Holly is very important for the season, for the story, but it's just weird for me to see Holly getting way more screen time than all these main characters. And don't get me wrong, I do like Holly. I think the little actress kid for Holly did an incredible job, and I think Holly and Max inside Vecna's mind, that was one of the best parts of volume 2 by far. The acting was good, the story was good, I really liked it, but it still sucks that I have to get that by killing time away from the main characters, you know, especially being the last season. I think that goes into the next point that I have, is that the too many plot lines get added on to the last season. Not to be a dick or to be mean or anything, but I think we spend a lot of time with Robin and her girlfriend when there's a lot of going on. I'm not saying not to add that to the story. You just add it on, but don't spend that much time talking about it and showing us that stuff when we can be focusing on other relationships of the show and other points of the story, because we have limited time here. This is the last season. Next point that I have written down here is that the Upside Down not being the main alternate dimension is good and bad. And what I mean by that is that it was a really cool reveal that there's the abyss and this is the older dimension, and the Upside Down is just the bridge in between. That was a really cool reveal. I didn't see it coming, but I do like the idea better of the Upside Down just being this dark echo version of the real world and being just a different dimension where these monsters come from. I think that was just like the main concept of season 1, and it worked really well, using this mysterious and dark reality, you know. Now it's not anymore. It's just like a bridge, you know. And I don't know, I just kind of think it took away from season 1 too, like whenever they did that. And even though I like all the characters, I don't want to see anyone die. I think the lack of character deaths in the season so far is holding them back. No one dying in all these high stakes scenarios, and especially when they're faking their deaths, it feels like, you know, they make it seem like they're gonna die and then no one dies. It takes the tension away and you feel there's no weight to the stuff they're doing. It just makes you feel like, oh yeah, they're gonna survive. They always survive. Like, I don't know, like Jonathan and Nancy, when they're in the Upside Down, they're like the room melting. I thought one of them was gonna die. I thought for sure Jonathan was gonna sacrifice himself to save Nancy. That would be a really cool death, but that didn't happen. Mike and Nancy's parents, bro, at least Dad should have died. They'll have put way more weight into the story. That, oh yeah, we have like one of the parents die. That they'll have, or the mom. They'll have added so much weight to the story. Are you kidding me? I think it's a shame that they're too scared to do that. And I truly think the reason they didn't do it is just because they're scared to kill the characters. But nonetheless, my criticism comes from love. I love the show. I still really enjoyed season 5. This is just me going over some of the nitpicks and some of the criticisms I have heard online. But let's keep going. Yeah, this is something that kind of bothered me. I wrote down here on my next point. Characters not acting like they were excited over Max being awake after 2 years in a coma. Are you kidding me? When Eleven saw Max for the first time after waking up from the coma, her reaction was really underwhelming. Next point I wrote down here is that I didn't practically like that much is Steve and Dustin arguing so much in season 5 because they argue a lot in season 4. And I get it, it's part of their banter and like butting heads, but damn man, like season 3, it was so cool. Like I really like their dynamic. I think seeing Dustin and Steve in season 3 like being best friends and all that stuff, it was just one of my favorite parts of the season. The favorite parts of the show even. And seeing them just constantly arguing, I got tired of it pretty fast. And especially, I feel like they're foreshadowing that Steve is gonna die, and them arguing this much freaking sucks. And I know they made up by the episode 7 and stuff, but like damn, still like we wasted time with them arguing, you know? And I know it's gonna be for character development and all that stuff, but still, I didn't like it that we got that much of them not getting along. I think it really sucked. I think it would have been better for the show if they were just being like best buds like they were in season 3. Yeah, we can make like the funny comments or like the mean jokes to each other here and there, but them actually not getting along, not a fan of it. Now, what I think is gonna happen in volume 3, season 5, volume 3, I think that's gonna be some character deaths for sure. Who's gonna die? I don't know. I can see Steve dying. I feel like, unfortunately, that's like a popular choice of a character that's gonna die. Just because, like, I don't know, he fits all the criteria. It's like very, very well loved, so it will hit everyone very hard. He's not one of the core main characters from like the kids, you know, like even though he's the main character, it's not like the Mike, Eleven, Dustin, Lucas, Will. He's not one of them. I don't know. I hope it's not him, but I just can't think of anyone else they will kill. I don't think they're gonna kill Hopper because they faked his death like 3 times in the show already. 11 they're not gonna kill. They'll be, I don't know. I see Mike being an option. I can see Mike dying. That'll be pretty sad. Just because like they're kids, you know, like seeing this high schooler fucking die over like all that stuff. Especially like they're talking about like, oh, living happily ever after. I feel that's one of the hints that he could die, just because like when a character starts hinting that you're gonna live happily ever after, they go and sacrifice themselves to save their like, you know, their loved ones and all that stuff. So Mike and Steve are on top of my list of who I think that is gonna die. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but who knows? I hope that like season 5 doesn't go down as Game of Thrones season 8 of how bad people are talking about it. I think they're overly hating on the show. They're being very nitpicky. I was able to watch it even with all this criticism. I was able to watch and enjoy season 5. So if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments. I hope if you watched all the way through, I appreciate it. I know I kind of mumbling all over my words. It was kind of a last minute video. I just wanted to come on here and let like people know about my opinion and see what people think, you know, before the last episode comes out. Thank you for watching.